We are at 2626 Lombrano. We've had the yard cut, tree branches trimmed back from the roof, and the house completely cleaned out. This is going to be the make-ready video that goes along with the estimate that I email over to you, just to let you know what all repairs we think should be done to this property to get it back on the market and get it sold within a reasonable amount of time. So starting off, the exterior, just real quick, the fascia and the soffit look to be in fair condition. Obviously we want to rip down those Christmas lights, but here just in front of the porch, there's no fascia. The brown area that you see up top there's none of that going around the porch, and there should be. So my suggestion is to add some of that and paint it obviously to match. While we're out here, I'll talk about the roof. Inside the house, I don't see any obvious signs of roof leaks or roof damages. It may not be in the best of condition, but it is operating the way it should be right now, except for outside. In the carport area, we've got literally a hole where we can see the sky there, and you see several other soft spots. It's just a carport, so it's not a requirement to address it, but if you want the house to sell at tip-top shape, tip-top price, you'd want to consider doing that. There's about probably 4 to 5 pieces of plywood that are weak and have holes or soft spots in them, and then obviously the shingles that are on top of it that have to be replaced. To be honest, since it's such a flat area, it barely has a slope. I'd probably use a roll roof material before I would use a shingle there. But anyway, that's something to consider. You're going to see several areas like this, several holes in the stucco on the outside. Those should probably be replaced or, framed out properly to look like a crawl space. We've got the utility room back here. It looks like it may be an addition because it's got that same roof material, and it's got lots of indications that we've had leaking over a long period of time here. If you look up there at the ceiling, it's definitely soft, which is bad when you've got electrical rain in the room, and then you've got mold all in this room also. So before I would consider fixing this room, the roof above it definitely needs to be addressed. And it does connect to the house, meaning that over time you could have leakages inside as well. We don't currently, not that I can see, but you could. Also in this room, it doubles as a utility room. So there's washer connections there. They don't seem to be in the best of shape, but there are washing machine connections. And then you've got the water heater connections here. There are no dryer hookups. There's no 220 plug in here. And there's no venting for a dryer. So people can own a washing machine to wash their clothes, but they have to hang their clothes to dry. Also, there's no water heater, so you'd want to consider purchasing a water heater for this so that the people that live in the home can have warm water. As far as the exterior, I did put in the budget for there to be some paint touch-ups, like that area there. It used to be a back door, it looks like, that was closed off. We've got another hole here that needs to be framed out or closed up. We've got a window here that needs to be completely replaced. And then there are some holes in the stucco on this side too that you want to consider addressing. We do have an AC unit here on site. My recommendation is that you have it serviced. Clean the coils, replace the filter, add Freon if needed, and if there are any issues with the unit, they'll let you know once they come and check it out. So we're going to go inside the house. Okay, we're going to go inside now. So just to mention right off top, the inside, it does need a full interior paint. That means the walls, the baseboards, the ceilings, all that stuff, the trim, everything. You've got some broken trim that I will account for. The doors, it's got a couple of dents in it, but it works, it functions. My recommendation there is just to clean it real good and put a nice fresh coat of paint on it. It'll look a lot better. Some of the interior doors, like this one, it's got a bunch of holes in it, stickers that may or may not come off, dents in the back of it. We should probably just replace it. Even if we clean it up and paint it, it may not look as nice. It's just a new one. Interior breaker looks fine, outside one looks fine. There's lots of sheetrock repairs, holes, things like that you'll see that are going to be in the budget. All of that dust there is going to go back to your HVAC system or your AC system. So like I said, we'll do a service call to get that cleaned up, because with all the dust there, you can only imagine how much is actually inside. I've accounted for, I think, 3 ceiling fans to be replaced. They're old, they're yucky, their fan blades are kind of bent down, so we'll probably replace those. As far as flooring goes, so the living room is the only area that I noticed original wood flooring, which always gives the house some character, so we try to keep it when we can, but it does have some holes in it or damages. The only way to truly fix that and try to save money is to use a wood filler and clean it up as nicely as we can. The laminate, which all 3 bedrooms have laminate flooring, they're in fair condition. I wouldn't quite rip them up yet. They're not perfect, but they are in fair condition, so I'd keep those to save on cost. Tile, the rest of the house is pretty much tile. The kitchen, the dining room, and the bathrooms, or bathroom, is tile. Tile is pretty expensive to rip up and replace, so I'd keep it if you can. The house does have leveling issues, but if you're going to sell it owner finance, you could potentially leave it as is without addressing the foundation. But we do want to kind of clean up the tile a little bit. The bathroom may have a subfloor issue. So we've got a big piece of tile here that's sticking up, and it's not too, it doesn't look very safe. So we've got the floor buckling here in the bathroom. We may have to have the entire subfloor just in the bathroom taken care of, because it's just not safe the way it is right now. Bathroom, my recommendation is to rip out the tub and the walls. They are pretty far gone at this point, and we should probably just rip it out, because if we try to make it look nice, it may not look very clean. The vanity, same thing. If you look underneath the vanity, it's rotted out. This is probably a $75, $80 vanity. Replace it with something just a little bit nicer, as well as the faucet and the mirror. The tub, again, my recommendation is rip out the tub and the walls and just put new tub and new tub walls there. This door, it's an older door, but it's nice. If you clean it up and paint it, gives the house some character, so my recommendation is to keep that one. We do want to replace the other 2 front bedroom doors, just because those are pretty far gone at this point. That's the other ceiling fan I mentioned. Flooring in here is good, but we do have some sheetrock damage in this room. It's going to need to be addressed. Put new sheetrock there, and they'll texture it and paint over it, and it'll look a lot nicer. Closet's all right in here. Okay, we'll go to the back bedroom. This particular ceiling fan, we can keep it. It's in pretty good condition. It just needs to be cleaned up some. That's that broken window there. Okay, that's the back bedroom. Now let's go into the kitchen, back into the kitchen. There's a gas hookup for a stove there. The cabinets, in my opinion, they're pretty sturdy. It would be expensive to rip them out and replace them, but I am going to recommend stripping them down completely, sand all the paint off of it, take the knobs off, take the hardware off. Most of the hardware, if you see, it's painted over. So we want to take those off, sand down the cabinets, repaint the cabinets, add new knobs, and then new hinges for the cabinets. The sink can be kept, but it does need to be resealed and recaulked there up against the tile. Probably replace the faucet because it's kind of old and grimy, and then probably lay a vinyl material down there where you've had previous leaks under the sink, and replace that plumbing hardware under there so it doesn't leak anymore. Everything else that I notice, I will go ahead and add to the estimate. Light fixtures like this, should be replaced just because they're outdated, or just incomplete in this case. Then the light fixture there is incomplete. But other than that, this house just needs some repairs, needs to get cleaned up, and we can get it back on the market. This is 2626 Lombrano.